Well, good morning, good night, good evening, good day, and good riddance. We are in a sassy, playful mood today or another. Didn't particularly care for the specifics of our message last night and said, I'm not going to work on that. So here we are with take 2 of a similar message but a different flavor because today is a new day with different vibrations and different experiences, different perceptions, different realities. Everything has once again changed and morphed from yesterday. As you know, energy is never constant, except for the fact that it is constant. Energy can neither be created nor destroyed, but it can change into different forms. So all you need to do is watch the clouds move across the sky to get an understanding of what shifting energy looks and feels like. You're beginning to really feel the new energies coming in. And for the majority of you, let's be honest, it is very intense, dense, painful, critically painful for some of you, and ever shifting and morphing into something new that you may or may not want. But nonetheless, much like a pot that is boiling over, all you can do is step up to the scalding water and deal with the realities that you have, even if it burns you. The only other option is to not turn down the stove or turn it off and to allow it to continue to boil over. So sometimes you need to step into the hot mess in order to stop the boiling effort. So now why are we talking about boiling effort today when in half of the hemisphere it is still in the winterish months and somewhat cold, quite cold for many of you. And for others of you, it is beginning to cool down. What does boiling have to do with anything when it relates to energy? Or another here is also bouncing around in her head, trying to figure out where on earth we could possibly go with this, as it is a new topic or point of discussion for her as well. Here is what we wish to share with you. Boils don't get frogged in a minute. Or is it that frogs don't get boiled in a minute? No, it is that boils don't get frogged in a minute. We shall choose that dialogue or perspective because it is bass-ackwards. So here is the point of this message. You got to where you are at right now through years and years and years of making particular choices, which many of you would define as bad choices, to get to where you find yourselves today. You have destroyed much of your economy, your ecology, your psychology, your sociology, your humanity, your elder care, your youth care, your values, your systems upon which everything is built. But it didn't happen overnight, and it is not going to change overnight. But the pendulum and the shift is moving in a new direction, and you cannot see it yet because the waves are still on the shore, but will be moving out soon. It is not your desire to live like this anymore, but you are still immensely struggling with what you desire to build. So you can just give up, sit in your sandbox, cross your arms and pout and say, I'm just not going to play anymore. But then the other boys and girls will come and kick sand in your face and make fun of you. So how does that feel? Alternatively, you can get up and leave. You can make changes in your life, and you can see how things are getting better. You can make changes on a daily basis or simply in a momentary space in time where you feel like you are capable of making this change. And then you sit with it. Don't overthink and don't overprocess. Just believe that your belief system can bring about a change. And just for today, believe that you are magical and let yourself do something that is a little crazy, a little chaotic, a little courageous, but in a loving way, not in a harmful or dangerous way, but make a shift in how you interact with others. Be courageous. Take the first step and let others reject you if they so choose. But how they reject you and why they reject you and whether they reject you, it's not your fallacy. It is their innuendo. And what we mean by that is they don't understand what they are doing, but their choices are based on who they are. You simply step out and be courageous. Be the bridge to bridge the gap between you and the great divide within which we find ourselves, and share who you are authentically with others when they are willing to reach out and speak or communicate with you. And let that be the simple step that you take today to become a better version of you. Find new friends, bridge the divide or the gap, and become a better, more honest, more honorable, more integrity-filled you as you build new relationships with people who have absolutely no expectation of who you are meant to be or who you have been in the past. Step out of your old patterns and believe in yourself and in a better future by creating new, continuously building relationships. And what does continuously building relationships mean? That you continue to build on this new relational foundation by being authentically you. And see what you can build, what it looks like, how stable the foundation is when it is based on you authentically showing up for you with your new boundaries and your new sense of self and your new love language and your new you. See how it looks and feels to create something out of nothing by being willing to be vulnerable and to be open and honest and courageous. This is seriously all that is needed to change the world. Find a new friend and be generous and kind in how you interact with these new people. And you will create a new network of interconnectivity around the world that will shift everything with simple kindness, courage, and complacency. And complacency rather than radical adoration of burning down what no longer works. Be complacent in what you don't like and be courageous in what you desire to build. It is a very different approach. It is building a future and possibilities on love instead of burning down that which you no longer desire. It's simply a space and a place to begin anew. You are almost in the third month of the year 2022, which is the 3, which is the Holy Divine Trinity, upon which much will be built going forward. You, yourself, and God. Trust, trust, trust in you, yourself, and God. And so it is. Namaste.